Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Football Guys Sunday Morning Live. I am your host, Joey Wright. It says it right under my beautiful face there. Joined as always by my just amazing co-hosts, Jagger May, Jeff Bell. Guys, how are we today? How has your weekend been so far?
My weekend's been fantastic, and I'm getting sad
Mm-hmm.
because we only have a handful of these mornings left. So,
That is
Wait,
very
so
true. My weekend's been great too. We went to, I saw Elf live last night, which was really cool. They put Elf up on the projection screen. I took my oldest daughter. The
okay.
symphony plays like all the music, and so that was a good Christmas thing to get into. So, but I feel you, Jagger, and I'm gonna miss these Sunday mornings, and it's great to get together, and it's great to help all the people out there that need help with their lineups.
I'm confused. So you guys are saying like the season's coming. We're still going to meet on Sunday mornings for an hour, right? Like that's not going away when the
Of
games are
course.
over. Okay. If I show up the first Sunday, there's no games and you guys aren't here, I'm going to cry.
Well, we're
No.
gonna be in Vegas that first
This
Sunday.
is
So
true. Yeah, we will be in Vegas. Wild Card Weekend. That's going to be a fun time. Guys, we're here with you every football Sunday from 11 to noon, answering all of your start sits, trade questions. Not so much trade right now this season, but trade questions, maybe even looking ahead questions, maybe some DSTs you'd want to start, some quarterback matchups. We'll answer all the questions for you. But right after this, once we leave at noon, Jagger will be in our Discord today, and I'll throw the link in the chat to answer any of your last minute start and sit questions as well. Before we hop into the wonderful questions that I already saw pouring in at 8:30 this morning. My goodness, why was I there that early? Let's take a look at some of the injuries. Players that we know that are going to be out today: Jonathan Taylor, Dalton Schultz, Isaiah Pacheco. We got some news on that. I think it was Thursday. We found out he was not going to be in this week. And Christian Watson. Jagger, I want to ask you about Isaiah Pacheco. Which Chiefs running back, if you have to start one, are you comfortable putting in there this week against the Bills?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because I feel like what we're going to see is the old version of the Chiefs backfield where Isaiah Pacheco was just getting the early touches and Jerick McKinnon was getting all the third down work. And even with that being said, that sounds good for Jerick McKinnon. I think we kind of talked about this last week that maybe Jerick McKinnon is just kind of old now. And I'm not saying CH is that great, but I feel like he can fall in the end zone, at least.
Perfect. All right. Not expected to play today. These players have not been ruled out last I checked, but they are not expected to be out there today. Tyler Higbee, Elijah Mitchell, Rashid Shaheed, Taysom Hill, and Joshua Palmer. Jeff, I see two New Orleans Saints on this list here. How do you feel about the Saints offense without Hill and Shaheed? Do you think we got some more work for Kamara coming? Are you trusting Derek Carr today, even though he might be a little injured?
I do not want Derek Carr anywhere near my fantasy lineups. If he plays a full game, I think that congratulations to Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. The matchup, I mean, they're playing the Panthers, and so I think that this is one of those. What I would expect out of this game is a controlled approach from the Saints, basically not trying to actively lose the game on offense. Kamara, Chris Olave getting theirs, and maybe a guy like A.T. Perry that makes a play or two. But other than that, I think they're going to go out there and not actively try to lose the game on offense and basically tell the Panthers, I dare you to beat us.
Perfect. And just a reminder, at 11:30, we will have Adam Hutchison in here with us. He's our injury expert here at Football Guys, and he'll help us go through some of these other more questionable injuries that we're not exactly sure about a little more in depth. Questionable today that we know of: Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence, Derek Carr, Geno Smith. They're saying it's just looking like he's not going to, but they've yet to rule him out. They're going to test him out before the game. And Aaron Jones is still questionable, not set to start yet. So hopefully Aaron Jones is out there this week. Packers have locked up a playoff. They're in playoff contention, so I think they want to get rolling there. And then expected to play today, the big name, Justin Jefferson. He's back. If you've had him in your IR spot, get him out of there. Put him in your starting lineups. Well, actually, guys, should we put him in our starting lineups first week back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they were very cautious with the approach back, and I think that there were some whispers that he would have been available maybe 2 weeks ago, but with the bye being last week, I think they were ultra conservative through that. So coming off that bye, I do expect that we will see back to Justin Jefferson. I've got him as a top 5 wide receiver in my ranks because he's Justin Jefferson.
Absolutely. Also expected to play today, Noah Brown. Joe Flacco is expected to start for the Browns today. Juwan Johnson Jawan Johnson, Chris Olave, Zach Charbonnet, and Kenneth Walker. So both running backs there for the Seahawks. Travis Etienne, Brees Hall, Amari Cooper, and Dallas Goedert will return today. So that's exciting to see if you are an Eagles fan. All right, guys. Well, let's hop into these questions. There's been a bunch coming in this morning. Let's get that banner off there. Gone. First question of the morning. Michael. Good morning, Michael. Tough start him, sit him. Do I trust Cooper Kupp on a rainy Baltimore field, or do I go CEH against Buffalo? Jeff, where are you going?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire would be my play. I'm nervous about less the weather conditions in Baltimore and more just what we've seen of late of Cooper Kupp. And it does seem like, I don't know if the hamstring or the whatever leg injury is lingering there, but it's been a while since we've seen Cooper Kupp really be Cooper Kupp. Whereas I think if you can get locked in volume in what should be a shootout game between Kansas City and Buffalo, that's the direction that I go. I try to get as many Bills and Chiefs into my lineup today as I can.
Kind of piggybacking off that, Steven's got a question. What about Kyron Williams or CEH? Would you rather play Kyron, Jagger, or would you rather play CEH?
Yeah, I've come to my senses on Kyron. To me, he's like a top 5 to 10 back every week, regardless of matchup. I don't like the Browns did it for me. If he can do it against the Browns, he can do it against anybody.
Perfect. Good morning, Mike Mitchell. Beautiful dog there. Superflex question. CJ Stroud and some bad weather, or Puka and bad weather, or Rashee Rice? So you got 3 options there, Jeff. Which one are you putting in your Superflex spot?
Man, I really just default to quarterbacks, to be honest with you. In Superflex, I understand concerns on the weather on Stroud. I think we've seen enough out of Stroud. I mean, Stroud has played in bad weather before at Ohio State. This isn't a guy that played in a dome in college or played in Southern California. I mean, this is a guy that from Big Ten country. So this wouldn't be something that he hasn't dealt with before.
Yep. That was my thought, is Ohio is like not good weather.
The one thing, he had a terrible weather game last year with the Buckeyes against Northwestern, and he was legitimately bad in that game. So that is my only hesitation. Andy is a guy that is from California. So like there was maybe 10% on that. But I mean, you're looking at wide receivers with a bad matchup, also in weather, or a guy like Rashee Rice, who there's really, as much as I like Rashee Rice, there's no floor on Rashee Rice. I mean, the floor is 0. So.
Yep.
I think my concern with Stroud's not even the weather as much as it is that matchup. Like Jets they have a good defense. So. All right, filthy one. Half PPR. I have Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Raheem Mostert, James Cook, and AJ Dillon. I need to bench one. So bench one of those, Jagger. Which one would you bench out of those guys?
He already did. The guy after the AJ Dillon.
Okay. Yeah, with Aaron Jones back, you're not in on Dillon. I don't think you have been in much at all this season anyways, but all right. And then Jeff, he also has DJ Moore, DeAndre Hopkins, Noah Brown. So he needs to bench one of those wide receivers then.
I think you're going to bench Noah Brown, who we did just talk about the weather matchup and going against the Jets. Noah Brown was quiet last week and kind of getting up to speed. And I know that Tank Dell is out, obviously, but I'm definitely playing DJ Moore, and I probably like Hopkins a little bit more than Brown. I mean, they're going to have to throw against Miami, I would think.
All right, I like DJ Moore. That Bears Lions game secretly not much of a secret. I'm really excited for that game today.
Same.
Stroud and Dobbs and Foreman or Kelly, half point PPR. So between the two quarterbacks, Stroud or Dobbs, Jagger, where are we going?
I think starting Dobbs will be getting too cute. You still want to put Stroud, and then Foreman by a lot with Kelly. I think Foreman's going to come in and be the number one rushing back, and Khalil Herbert's kind of the odd man out right now.
Yeah, kind of waiting for it to happen. Khalil Herbert coming back from that injury. Just it might be a 2024 thing with him. All right, Robert Morris is here with us as always. Thank you for being here with us, guys. Good morning. Quarterback, Mahomes or Goff, Jeff?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
I don't know. Go down with the ship, but Buffalo's defense doesn't scare me at all. I think Mahomes. This feels like he's got a magic spell on Buffalo that is a confirmed curse that he holds over the Buffalo Bills because they traded him away. But 2, I want to go down swinging with Mahomes.
Perfect. And then between Josh Downs and Jerry Jeudy, is that a little tougher for you to pick one there?
I still go Downs. I think we've seen volume there. At least targets are there. And I know I like the matchup for Jerry Jeudy, but I do also like the matchup for Josh Downs. I think that Cincinnati and the Colts can shoot out today.
Perfect. And Jagger, Rick needs a running back and a wide receiver. So Dillon or Hubbard,
Hubbard, I think.
Okay, and then Zay Flowers, the official darling of Sunday Morning Live, or Elijah Moore?
Flowers with Elijah Moore. I know that we've seen an uptick with Flacco. And there's a connection there, but Amari Cooper's back. It's just hard for me to put volume that I know is at least going to be there, even though the A dot might not be, over Elijah Moore, who's been putting out stinkers and has 2 outliers.
Perfect. This is a tricky one Chris has for us. Hi, guys. Do I start David Montgomery or Chris Olave? Jeff, I want to hear from both of you guys on this. You go Montgomery or Olave?
David Montgomery. Revenge game against the Bears. I think the Lions are going to be able to score some points.
Monty for me.
Yeah. You felt the revenge game narrative thread, didn't you, Jeff? You felt it,
I do the Dynasty Roundup every single week, and I highlight the revenge games. I mean, we had one Thursday night. Juju Smith-Schuster against the Steelers went for 90 yards. I do like those revenge games.
I think it's absolutely something that does happen.
Yeah. Especially touchdowns.
Yeah.
Anytime
my friend
touchdowns.
Simon and I, we talk about it all the time. Like, it's like a thing every time it happens.
And especially you were in the Bears. Like I said on like Fantasy Life that like if anyone deserves a revenge week is anybody who was stuck on the Bears during their rookie contract. So
absolutely. Jakob in here. Beautiful. Is that a bloodhound? I think it's a bloodhound. Maybe not. I don't know my dog breeds that well. Hey, yo, good morning. 2 Superflex PPR, need 3. Only 1 can be a quarterback, though. So Drew Lock or Desmond Ritter. So we're going to have to pick one of those guys. Which one will it be?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock? I might go Ritter just because it's the Bucs, and the Bucs can't defend the pass.
Yeah.
But Ritter's not a good passer, but God. And then Noah Brown, Tajay Spears, Wicks, Alec Pierce would be his other 4 options for that super flex spot. And this is a case I would probably go away from the quarterback. Probably Noah Brown.
I would play Spears. I think Spears is getting at least getting the work, if not he's getting snaps, and he had a decent game last week. I like Dontavian Wicks with Christian Watson out, to be honest with you.
I do too, a lot. Yeah.
Is he your favorite, guys, as far as the Green Bay wide receivers? Is he your favorite Green Bay wide receiver today? Or would you rather have Reed or Dobbs?
They play tomorrow night, but
sorry.
So I like Jaden Reed the best out of them, but Dobbs and I like all 3. I think you're all going to kind of get in that ballpark of 4 to 6 catches, about 50-ish yards, and maybe one of them goes off for a touchdown, which I like Jaden Reed the best to score there.
Jagger, did you know the Packers play tomorrow?
I did.
Did you know that? Yeah, Jeff just told me that. I just curious if you knew too. Scott in here. Good morning, Scott. I know earlier in the season this wouldn't be a question, but I've got Hurts and Dak. Which one do I play tonight? Oh, Jeff, I'm gonna come to you first.
Dak is my number 1 quarterback on the week.
Jagger?
Yeah, I think it's Dak. Yeah. Even with the tush push, I'm worried about the Eagles in general. That offense does not work well without Shane Steichen, or it doesn't work as efficiently without Shane Steichen. So I'm like Dak is number 1, and then Hurts is number 2. So
yeah, it's a tough decision, but man, it's tricky because Dallas's defense last time we saw them, they didn't really look that good. So yeah, but I mean, I've got Dak as my number 1 quarterback too. So Jim in here. Good morning, Jim. Beautiful little beach there behind you. Standard League need 1 tight end. Kincaid, Everett, or Brevin Jordan. One player I didn't have on the expected to play. Dawson Knox is back today for the Buffalo Bills, so he is expected to be out there. Jeff, I'll come to you on this. Would that move you away from Dalton Kincaid, or that doesn't bother you at all? Or would you rather play Everett?
And until I see it to be the opposite, it doesn't really bother me that much. I think that the return of Dawson Knox, I think it was just coincidental that Dalton Kincaid took off when Knox left the lineup. I think that Kincaid was trending that direction anyways. And so I think there's way too much hand-wringing on Dawson Knox coming back and ending Dalton Kincaid.
And Jagger, Puka or Brandon Cooks?
Puka still.
Cool. Puka for okay. And he says, thank you very much. Y'all have been spot on for him this year. Well, thank you for being here with us so we could be spot on. All right. And then Unite Santini, Hopkins or Addison. looking for upside. Jagger, you need some upside.
I think I have Addison ranked ahead of Hopkins right now. I think I'm low on Hopkins, and it's not him. Even I think that Will Levis is going to have a tough time against Miami. Like, even though they've lost a little bit their front seven, their secondary has only gotten better now that they're completely healthy, and they've got like Xavier and Jalen Ramsey back there. And I just feel like Hopkins' floor is super low, and I like what Addison has done. I like him even better with Justin Jefferson back, to be honest.
Okay, excellent. And then Jeff, Njoku or Isaiah Likely, which player are you going to play?
Njoku for me. We had a quiet week last week. It's been unquestionably Njoku for the last really 2 months, I think, in this conversation. So I'm not pulling off that just because of 1 week.
Sounds good. Karen's in here with us again. Standard playing A-Chain and Barkley at running back. Lamb and Chase at wide receiver. Congratulations. Pick one for her flex. Singletary, LaPuerta, Elijah Moore, Odell Beckham Jr. in kind of a revenge game in a bit for him today, or ETN with a rib injury. Ooh, and this is for the top seed, guys. So this decision could be, could make a lot of difference here. Jeff, where are you going to go?
It's ETN for me. I understand he's got a rib, but the Cleveland Browns defense doesn't quite scare me as much as I think reputation. And with Trevor Lawrence coming in injured without Christian Kirk in the lineup, I do think that ETN is in a good spot.
Jagger, do you agree with ETN?
I'm Laporta here.
I do like how Joey puts the accent on Laporta. I enjoy that quite a bit.
Yeah. I don't know why I do it. I love it.
You live in Florida.
Is that it? Yeah, you know what? Jagger, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what it is. With Laporta, I'm curious, Karen, who your other tight end is. Because unless it's Kelsey, I would have trouble starting any other tight end over Laporta this week.
May not have a tight end is the thing.
Jeff, you were on the ball today with the Packers playing tomorrow and not having a tight end.
Blind squirrel, Joey. And I'm already right twice this week, so I'm way out kicking my coverage.
All right. Mike in here. Half PPR. I have 4 choices for 2 flex spots. Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, Tajay Spears, and Alexander Madison. So we need to pick 2 of those guys. Jeff.
This is where I go Kupp. I do put Kupp over these guys. I am legitimately concerned about Thielen. I think that a shift has happened with the coaching change in the Carolina. I think they're trending towards youth, and I think they're trending towards running the ball to just try to get out of this season. So I probably lean. I apologize. Who is the Vikings playing this week? I am drawing a complete.
They're playing the Raiders, and Max Crosby isn't coming in completely healthy. I would give Alexander Madison my second spot.
I agree. Sorry, I completely drew a blank there, but yes, Madison.
That's okay. That's why I'm here, Jeff, to help you.
That's what we do. It's a team. We help each other out.
That's what a good team does. Rafael Ortiz, good morning. DeAndre Swift or James Cook, Jagger? Needs one of them.
DeAndre Swift by a lot, and I'm even concerned about Swift this week.
All right, Corey's got a DST question for us. What's the better play, Houston at the Jets or 49ers versus Seattle? Houston's defense hasn't been terrible lately. Jeff, would you be going with them versus the Jets?
I don't know. I mean, the opportunity to have Drew Lock. This is I don't know. Drew Lock served up for that 49ers front when they couldn't block 2 weeks ago against the 49ers. That looks very appetizing. I think your opportunity for some pick sixes there.
You swayed me. All right, Karen, final fart. What? Oh gosh,
here we go. We are here. Sunday of football, guys.
Sorry, final questions. Texans at Jets or Packers versus Giants? And would you play Baker in lieu of Trevor versus Cleveland? I don't hate Baker today. I'm not excited about playing him, but if you got to put him in there because Trevor's not going to play versus Cleveland, I'm fine with that. As far as Packers versus Giants, do you like that option, Jagger, to have the Packers?
Yeah, I mean, the Packers defense isn't very good either, and it's pretty banked up. I think I actually might gamble on the Texans and Jets because, that game's messy. Who knows what could happen? And I think I would play Baker over Trevor if I had that option this week. maybe I'm crazy.
All right, Mark's in here with us. Good morning, Mark. Love or Dobbs today, and why? Jeff, Love or Dobbs, and why?
Jordan Love?
Yeah, Jordan Love.
Yeah, I was like
Jordan Love. You play the quarterback. You don't play the wide receiver.
Yeah, he might have spelled Dobbs wrong, and he means Josh Dobbs for the Vikings.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Jordan Love has been a top. He's been a top 5 quarterback for the last 5 or 6 weeks or whatever it is, and so yeah, I go with him. I mean, we got to be real here. There's a very real chance that Josh Dobbs is benched today because coming into the talk about it, if he starts slow, he throws a pick or two, I think they're going to have a quick hook, and that makes me very nervous on starting Dobbs in fantasy.
Perfect. And then Flowers that's a question there. Flowers or Nico Collins? Jagger. 2 high quality wide receivers. Where are you going?
I got Collins ranked ahead, but like the weather thing is new when I made these rankings, so I'll go with Collins for right now.
All right. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm going with Wilson over Jamar at quarterback.
Oh, what?
Unless you convince me that Jamar will get more points than Russell. Who's Jamar?
You mean Lamar Jackson?
Lamar?
I mean,
he's got to mean Lamar.
Maybe
he's pronouncing Lamar a fun way, like I would pronounce Laporta.
There's not any Wilson that I would play over Lamar Jackson, to be honest with you.
Mm-mm. Yeah. All right. Andrew Goodman. Good morning, Andrew. Jeff slayed my DFS question last week. Good job on the slaying, Jeff. So I have another one this week. Start Houston against the Jets, or Cleveland against Jacksonville, and he thanks you. So I'm giving this right to you, Jeff, because he called you out.
Go with Houston here. I know matchups, but I do like the ability for Jacksonville to hold on to the ball a little bit better than I do for Zach Wilson.
All right, Jagger. Flowers, Addison, JSN, or Noah Brown? Pick one.
Flowers by a smidge.
Okay. And then he doesn't trust Collins. Mark doesn't trust Collins or Pollard as a matchup as a flex. Would you start Elijah Moore instead of either of those two? No. And the tight end, he needs Kincaid, Otten, or Everett. Be Kincaid for me. Yep. Yeah. Perfect.
Kincaid's an every week starter, guys. Like these guys like Otten or whatnot. It shouldn't even be a thought that Kincaid's a top 5 tight end. So.
I was gonna say Kincaid's my tight end 5 this week.
Yeah.
Bo Wood sounds like a shortstop for the Toronto Blue Jays. Bo Wood.
That got traded from the Cardinals. So
yes, beautiful. Tough question. Full PPR league and first round of playoffs must win. It's got to win today. Who do I roll with at the running back? Swift, Keaton Mitchell, or CEH? 3 pretty good options there. Jagger, which way are we going there?
Again, he ranked him. It's Swift, Mitchell, and CEH for me.
Okay. Oh, look at the baby. Nixa, Superflex, pick one. Geno, Spears, John Mechie, Washington, Brevin Jordan, or Wicks? Which way are we going, Jeff? Geno's probably not going to be in there.
I'm going to say, I don't think Geno's playing. I probably take Tajay Spears over Wicks. I think that you're dealing with probably similar point range outcomes, but Spears, I think there's 2 different routes. Either if Derrick Henry, I don't know, they really brushed off him missing the last portion of the game last week. I feel like very quickly, but that's just me. Or you're playing from behind and you're getting some dump off work there.
So Derrick Henry, he was in the concussion protocol, and then I feel like he got out of the protocol faster than I've ever seen anyone get out of it.
It does seem to be this year that concussions are just flesh wounds right now.
Shouldn't laugh at that, Joey. Sorry, Joe. Good morning, guys. Thanks for all your insight this year. Epidemic 619. Thank you for being here with us. 1 point PPR. Who should I start? Madison, who struggled. Dillon with Jones possibly back, or Lockett in a tough matchup, having Drew Lock throw it to him as well. So pick one of those 3, Jagger.
Madison. And you feel gross about it.
I think I agree with you on that. Actually, I don't think I know I agree with you on that. And Sully's 360. I like that he's doing the 360 in his little avatar there. Great season, guys. Full PPR, tight end premium, Superflex. Got all those words in there. CJ Stroud or Baker Mayfield or Aiden O'Connell. Still going Stroud here, guys?
Yes.
They're the 2 options. Okay.
I like Baker, to be honest with you.
Really? Okay.
I do. You're the Bucks fan. Like, what do you think?
So for me, it's not normally Atlanta. It's the Atlanta always plays the Bucks tough, and that's just like a division matchup thing. And if it were the Jaguars versus Atlanta, it'd be a slam dunk Trevor Lawrence. But just because it's the Bucks playing the Falcons is why I'm a little nervous about it. Okay. And flex option also start to Olave, Chuba Hubbard, Noah Brown, Gus Bus, Thielen, or Likely. Jagger, which pick two of those?
Gus Bus for sure. And then Olave makes me nervous, and it's not Olave.
Okay.
It's I don't get why the Saints do not play Jameis Winston. I don't understand it. I think I actually lean Likely. I think here, I don't know if I'm crazy or not.
Because the New Orleans teams don't like fun. That's why they're not starting Jameis Winston. If they like fun, they would put Winston in.
They like doubling down on mistakes is what they like doing. That's what they're doing. So like Jameis Winston has been better than Derek Carr. I don't get it. Sorry. Don't mean to die.
I can't wait to watch Jimmy Graham run touchdowns in today instead of Alvin Kamara, just because like nobody saw that coming. Yeah. And that happens today. Wow. Where was the prop on that? All right. Bailey and Luca's dad, my weekly struggle, choosing the top two scoring running backs, no flex, Eckler, Henry, and Rashad White. Woo. So you got to pick two of those, Jagger.
Rashad White and Henry. Eckler is probably benchable going forward.
Man, it's crazy we're there. Dane. Put some doggies in there for us. Thank you so much. There's a beautiful Christmas tree there. Morning, guys. PPR have to sit one. Eckler, Moss, Mostert, or Achane. Thank you. So is Eckler going to be our bench here, Jeff?
Yes.
It is, but like, don't you just kind of feel like we are due for like Eckler scoring 2 touchdowns, catching 8 balls, gaining 60 yards, and we're all just kind of sitting here like, well, darn. I don't know. It's I'll talk about hot hand, but when the high hand options are Joshua Kelly and Isaiah Spiller, I'm a little bit leery on hot hand.
The hand isn't hot; it's like clammy and sweaty. It's not like.
For me, it'd be Mostert. This Tennessee Titans run defense is really good. I think Achane can find success today, but I think Mostert might be the one with the short end of the stick. Last week we saw Zach Moss. A lot of people had him as like a top 5 running back, and he did kind of struggle last week against the Titans. So, if I had to have a start of the week, by the way, it would be Zach Moss. I feel like last week he was due for a great game, and I think it's going to happen this week. So, all right, William Taylor, start Puka or Rashee Rice standard. Jeff, pick one of those two guys.
I still have Puka ranked above Rashee Rice, but if you want higher upside, I mean, there's more volatility on Rice, but I like the matchup a lot better. That's for sure.
Agree.
All right. One more. Sorry. Have to start. Don't ever apologize for asking us 2 questions. If you ask us 3, please apologize. Have to start 2 in full PPR. Calvin Ridley, Gabe Davis, or Jalen Waddle. That's a name that's not come up a lot of this year, is Jalen Waddle. And I feel like he's been a question mark for me a lot of this season. Jagger, which one start 2 of those guys?
Well, Jalen Waddle's name hasn't come up in a lot of sleeper reports that says he scored or made a big play, so that's a big problem. It's Waddle for me, with that being said. And then I'm going to go Gabe Davis and hate myself. But.
Okay. Well, don't hate yourself. You can just go Gabe Davis. Jeff, Swearty 911 wants to know. He's got Mixon, Henry, Gibbs, and Zach Moss. Who goes on the bench? Guessing just one of those guys needs to go on the bench.
I think you want to put Gibbs on the bench as much as I hate it. I mean, I don't know. I think they're right there. They're neck and neck. This is a really good question, but I probably lean Gibbs on the bench.
You've got 4 really good options here, and that's why it hurts to say we will bench Gibbs. Jeff, the sad part of the week has come. We're going to bid you adieu. Do you have any parting words for our wonderful audience today?
Just go win. Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Just win. Oh, I like it. Do the baby in there for us. Jeff, have a good Sunday. Enjoy the football, buddy.
Take care, everybody.
All right. And that brings us to Adam Hutchison. Adam, our injury expert. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. I'm a little sick. Jaggers. What are you dealing with, Jagger? You're not dealing with anything. You're just cool as hell. What's
living the dream?
Yeah, that's what I figured. While we have you, Adam, we're going to go back to the injuries. We kind of touched on them a little bit earlier. Who we know is going to be out today. Oh, let me just pop that question down so we don't see it anymore. Boop, boop. Oh, sorry about that. All right. So out that we know for sure today. Jonathan Taylor, still out. Dalton Schultz, Isaiah Pacheco, and Christian Watson. So those guys are definitely out today. And then not expected, Tyler Higbee, Elijah Mitchell, Rashid Shaheed, Taysom Hill, and Joshua Palmer. I wanted to kind of ask you about Joshua Palmer. We didn't talk about him earlier, but he was a really good piece for this Chargers offense throughout last season and a little bit this year. We saw some kind of shades of it. Are we expecting Joshua Palmer to be back this year? Is he droppable?
I think with most things, it kind of depends on your league. Like, I think he should be back. The team kind of opened up his practice window. This week was the first week where we heard rumblings that he might come back. They decided to hold him out for another week. I think he's close. I don't know if next week is 100%, but I feel like he's more likely next week. Deeper leagues, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're going to start him with any real confidence in your fantasy football playoffs. Most fantasy football playoffs starting next week kind of depends on your league size, how deep your starting lineups are. So that's kind of where I'm at with Joshua Palmer. It just depends on your size.
Sorry, I was muted there. Questionable that we know for sure. Travis Etienne's questionable. Trevor Lawrence, Derek Carr, Geno Smith, and Aaron Jones. Now, as far as Geno Smith, has it been since the beginning of the show? Has it been determined that he will be out and Drew Lock is starting today? I was hearing rumors of that earlier, Adam.
I was hearing rumors this morning that they were going to try to get him to play, and it's a really tough situation because they have an afternoon game, the Seattle Seahawks. With the injury that the injury that Geno Smith was dealing with, it seems like it was going to be a multi-week injury. It's a groin strain, soft tissue injury that typically results in a couple weeks missed. But Seattle wanted him to kind of play through that injury if he could. He's going to be a true game time decision. I wrote about him a little bit this morning, and I said in most situations I'm trying to avoid it where I can, just because I don't have a good beat on whether or not he's going to play, what he's going to look like when he plays, if he's going to be able to finish the game, etc.
Perfect. And then what about Aaron Jones? Like he's been in and out all season. It's first week back from a little bit of an absence there. Are you just not going to put Aaron Jones in your lineups, or what are we expecting from him?
Yeah, he's another one I'm trying to avoid as well. I mean, he's been dealing with hamstring injuries earlier this season. Now we got the MCL sprain. Typically, MCL sprain results in like a 3-week absence. Aaron Jones is coming back after 2 weeks missed. It sounds like it's going to be a committee in Green Bay with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. We haven't seen flashes of Aaron Jones minus week 1 against the Bears, where he ended up getting injured on a long touchdown run. So he's another one I'd be trying to avoid in my lineups.
Perfect. And then expected to be out there today, the big name Justin Jefferson, as well as Noah Brown, Joe Flacco starting for the Browns, Juwan Johnson, Chris Olave, Zach Charbonnet, and Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker going back from an injury as well. Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, Amari Cooper, and Dallas Goedert returning. There's a few players in there that are returning from injuries, Adam. Of Dallas Goedert, Justin Jefferson, Kenneth Walker, which one of those would you be most hesitant to put out week 1 coming back?
You said it was Dallas Goedert, Justin Jefferson, and who was the
Kenneth
other one?
Walker. Is there any concern with any of those guys coming back today?
I think the most risky is Kenneth Walker, just because of his injury. There's a high likelihood of re-injury, and that injury tends to be related to workload. So especially for the running back position, do they limit his carries a little bit? If they do give him a full workload, is he able to finish the game? So he's the riskier one out of those 3, in my opinion. But I'm also starting all those guys where I can, just because of the ceiling that they have.
Okay. Let's hop back into the questions. And just so you guys know, at noon, we'll hop on off here. But in our Discord, Jagger will be in there answering any of your questions, heading up to kickoff at 1 o'clock. All right, so Dane, good morning, guys. He's got to sit between Eckler, Moss, Mostert, and A-Chain. Which one is he going to sit?
Eckler.
Okay. And Adam, start Puka or Rashee Rice. We've been kind of in and out on both of these guys today. Where are you at on them?
I'm starting Puka Nacua. He's been battling injuries as well, but he's been able to play through them. I would have a hard time benching Puka Nacua.
All right. And where do we go? There we go. And next one more. Sorry. Calvin Ridley, Gabe Davis, or we already went over that one.
Yeah.
My screen popped up to the top. Mason Macy in here, and separately in the PPR league, James Cook or Rashee Rice. And the regular season championship is on the line for him today. So, Adam, would you James Cook or Rashee Rice?
I think I'm going to go with Rashee Rice. I mean, he's been pretty good coming out of the bye for Kansas City. I think the first 3 games since their bye, he's got 5 targets, 10 targets, and 9 targets respectively. That should be a good matchup this week for Kansas City in terms of passing volume. So I'm going to go with Rashee Rice.
All right. And then Jagger, pick 2 in non-PPR. This is the first part of his question. I got him a little backwards there. Zeke already did well for him. Yeah, Zeke did well for a lot of people this week. So would you start Pollard, Mostert, James Cook, or Jahmyr Gibbs?
I would start Gibbs and Pollard would be my 2.
Okay. And Adam, between Higgins, Dobbs, and Downs, which one are you going to pick 2 of those guys?
I'm going to go with I'm putting Romeo Dobbs in my lineup. Green Bay's already ruled out Christian Watson, so he's a big part of their target share already eliminated. T. Higgins has been bad this year, like not good at all. And I think that's going to make me shy away from him. I think I would play Joshua Downs.
Okay. One of our watchers is thinking about getting spicy. Should he get spicy, Jagger? Should he start Jerick McKinnon over DeAndre Swift?
No, that's not spicy. That's I don't know what that is. You don't want to do that.
All right. Michael in here with us. Good morning, Michael. Please pick 2. Ken Walker, Tyler Lockett, Jameson Williams, Tajay Spears, and Josh Downs. And he's already starting Derrick Henry today. So which one of those guys are you going to start, Adam?
I think I'm going to go with the pair out of Seattle. I'm going to start Ken Walker and Tyler Lockett.
Perfect. And a good reminder, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, leave comments too. You know, those are always fun to read. Go in there on a Monday and see what people had to say. Sometimes it's about my hair, which isn't, those comments are not nice. And I would just ask you not to put those in there anymore. But, you know, then again, if you want to, hey, comments are comments. Turbo Squid's here. Love Turbo Squid. Welcome back. I love the show, guys. 2 QB questions. Dak or Purdy? Ooh, I like both those guys today. I think Dak was listed as our number 1 quarterback earlier. Adam, do you feel good about Dak today?
Yeah, I mean, you can't bench Dak the way he's been playing, throwing the ball. CeeDee Lamb's been playing well, so I'd be playing Dak Prescott.
And then Jagger, Dobbs, or Russell Wilson?
I'm assuming they're different leagues because otherwise you'd be starting Dak and Purdy, but I'm starting Russell Wilson. Even though I like Dobbs, it is concerning. And if 1 interception, we could be seeing Nick Mullins or Jaron Hall. So,
all right. Guys, Waffles is here. Ahoy, fantasy peeps. Please select 2 and 1 PPR. Jahmyr Gibbs, Alexander Madison, Damian Pierce, and CEH Happy Breakfast. I didn't have breakfast today. I just now realized that. No wonder my stomach feels the way it does. Jagger, which way are we going?
I'm about to have tamales. Jahmyr Gibbs and Madison.
Okay. And Adam, Cook, Swift, or Bijan? And 1 point per reception leagues.
Swift.
I like his avatar there. He's got some bears in there. That's pretty cool. All right, Joe Steph. Good morning, fellas. Fighting for a playoff spot. We hope you get it. PPR flex, DK Metcalf or DeAndre Swift? Jagger, with the possibility of Drew Lock in there, does that move you off Metcalf?
It does. It's DeAndre Swift. As much as DK had 1 good game. I'm not hating on DK, but that is an outlier game if you consider the entire sample size of the season. So,
and it was against one of the best defenses, and it just makes that game just.
It makes no sense. Yeah,
I'm
throwing that game in the trash. I don't like.
And Adam, Goddard or Dalton Kincaid? Which one do you like there?
That's a tough one. I think it's obviously a question because Dalton Knox is returning from IR this week. So we figure that will, dilute the target share for Dalton Kincaid against tight ends. I lean Dallas Goedert a little bit, but it's tough.
Okay. And Jagger, Bradley Smith has a question just for you. Tyler Lockett, CEH, the Gus Bus, or Jerick McKinnon? He needs two of those guys.
Gus for sure, and then CEH for me.
Okay. And then Aaron's got a question. Two positions, Nico Collins, Chris Olave, and Jalen Waddle. So he needs a wide receiver. So pick one there. Adam, sorry.
We are two positions from one of those three. That's tough.
So, yeah. He needs two.
Nico Collins. Okay,
yes.
He needs two of them. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm playing Nico Collins this week, especially with Tank Dell out. He figures to be the guy in Houston. I lean Chris Olave over Jalen Waddle slightly, but I mean that's splitting hairs. I could go either way on that one.
Okay, and Jagger, he needs two running backs from Jerome Ford, Bijan Robinson, and Javonte Williams.
Bijan and Jerome Ford for me. I think we're getting the usage back with Bijan and specifically the receiving work. Especially if Devin White remains out, I like Bijan even more. So
perfect. Jackson here with us. Good morning, Jack. Welcome back as always. Need help to get into the playoffs. We're going to help you. Half PPR. Playing Achane and Gibbs at running back. He needs one flex and two wide receivers from Ridley, Flowers, Rice, Jerome Ford, or Mostert. Adam, where are you going there?
Yeah, one flex and two wide receivers. I'm going to go with Rashee Rice. I'm still going to play Raheem Mostert, even though he's playing Devon Achane. I mean, that offense is so good. You want play both of those running backs. And then the other option, I think I'm going to go Calvin Ridley. The only reason Calvin Ridley is a little bit risky is, Trevor Lawrence is playing through a high ankle sprain and he's expected to start, but he has a high chance of potentially not finishing that game if he irritates that ankle again.
This is kind of a stacked question. He's got some different avenues he can go. Jagger, would you do anything different or would you kind of stick where Adam's at?
I would go Rice, and then where I'm trying to decide between Flowers and Ford right now, and I think I'm going to lean Ford. I know this is crazy, but I think Flowers has the upside, so let's pop him in the lineup. And I want Ford because he has a really nice, safe floor. I feel like, especially it's PPR, right? Yeah, PPR, half PPR. I think you can easily get 10 points out of Ford for sure. So
perfect. All right, Brad in here. Morning, Brad. Lockett, Thielen, or Singletary, or Charbonnet, Jagger? Pick one in his flex.
Oh man, that's if do we know if Charbonnet's healthy yet? Do we have an update? Because I think I lean Sharp.
Yeah, he's coming off a bruised knee. It's not a specifically like a bone bruise. Those are more pain management. So the fact that he's active, I mean, it sounds like they've got that under control. He shouldn't really have any physical limitations.
Perfect. Yeah, Singletary is definitely out for me, Brad. When him and Dameon Pierce are on the field together, and this isn't a Dameon Pierce is better than Devin Singletary take, although I kind of do think that. They just eat into each other, and it's really just who's going to fall in the end zone. We saw it happen last week where Pierce did get the touchdown, but both of them were pretty mediocre. So I would move away from Singletary, especially in a game against the Jets run defense. Karen in here with us. Good morning, Karen. Half PPR playing Moss and Kyron. Good job. So she needs to pick a flex between Achane, Montgomery, Gibbs, and Pollard. Woo!
You got that backwards.
I did?
No, I meant Karen. I was like Achane and Montgomery should be like starting, and then I'm deciding between Moss and Kyron for the flex. So to give you an answer, I think that you bench Moss and then you play Kyron, Achane, and Montgomery. And yeah.
What about the tight end?
That's what I would do too. That's what I would do too. I mean, I'm playing Achane and Montgomery.
Yeah. And then benching Moss for Kyron. And then for PPR, I'm taking Kincaid because of what we've seen. Even though Ferguson, there's so many points in this Dallas game. but I'm going to go with the consolidated targets, and Kincaid is the second target on that team.
Anne's in here with us with two doggies. Good morning, Anne. She's saying, just a good day, sirs, from the West Coast this week. Football at 10 a.m. is weird. Yes, I get to do it once a year when I go to Vegas, and I think it's amazing. When there's football on at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, what is this? This is so wonderful. So, and Waffles agrees. That is weird. And believe me, Waffles would know. And would you start CEH or Roshan Johnson, Adam?
I'm going to go with Clyde.
Okay. And don't know what that is. Oh, that's a message for Sig. I'll pass that along to Sig. Bruce in here. Dare I stick Olave in the standard with everything stacked against him? His other options include Jameson, Williams, and Hyatt. I would stick with Olave.
Yeah, and honestly, like, this is kind of terrible to say. Like, if Derek Carr leaves the game early, I don't think that's bad for Chris Olave. Like, I think he's better with Jameis Winston chucking it around there. You're not rooting for injury, but like, if Derek Carr goes down, I'd almost be happier for Chris Olave in fantasy.
I don't dislike Derek Carr, but I feel like the show this morning has been very like, please put Jameis Winston in because we want to have fun today.
Yes.
And
I mean, I don't want to pile on Derek Carr too, but like, there's reports like Michael Thomas is tweeting during the games that like Derek Carr is missing open wide receivers. Like, he just does not seem very liked in New Orleans right now by the team.
And it's funny because I was hoping Derek Carr was going to come to the Buccaneers prior to the season. I thought he would be a good fit. He's got the eye black, so he kind of looks like a pirate. But I'm kind of glad he's not there now. I'm glad we got Baker. And then Wicks or Keaton Mitchell. If I win, he's in. Adam, let's get him in. Mitchell or Wicks?
Oh man, I'm like a big Dontavian Wicks guy, and I don't know why. I just saw like a Matt Harmon reception perception, and I kind of just slowly fell in love going down a rabbit hole with Wicks. So I'm probably the wrong person to ask. Even after I say and all that, though, I think I'm playing Keaton Mitchell. He's got the big play upside.
I agree with everything you said. Because I did the same thing. I wanted reception perception, and I'm like, well, if the wide receiver god said it,
And you got Christian Watson out. It's just like all falling. Jordan Love's playing better. It's all kind of falling in line. Like if Dontavian Wicks has 2 touchdowns today, I would not be surprised. Because I think they play on Monday. If he has 2 touchdowns on Monday, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think I'm going to play Mitchell.
Yeah, don't let Jeff Bell hear you say that the Packers play today, because he will correct you live on air in front of all the people you love most. Scott, good morning. Standard League playoffs are weeks 15 and 16 and 17, 18. So it looks like he's got 2-round playoff weeks. That's kind of fun. And he's in. So congratulations, Scott, on getting to the playoffs. Someone dropped Jonathan Taylor. Should I pick him up? Ooh, great question for Adam. Should he go pick up Jonathan Taylor?
Yes,
he's going to be back.
Jonathan Taylor. Yes.
Yeah.
He's dropping Elijah Mitchell. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. I mean, Elijah Mitchell's doubtful for today. And I mean, if we're talking about injuries, Elijah Mitchell has the longest list of injuries. I don't have a lot of faith in him. Even if he does play, like if Christian McCaffrey goes down and they turn to Elijah Mitchell, like I don't have confidence in him maintaining that workload to himself or staying healthy. I'm projecting right now Jonathan Taylor to return week 17. So you might not have him for that first leg of your playoffs, but he's definitely got high upside that if you're in the championship, he's playable.
Michael's asking, would we consider Keaton Mitchell over Ken Walker? I mean, we're considering it right now, but are we going to do it, Jagger?
I might, yeah, actually. I'm there. But I'm like, again, I don't know why I love Keaton Mitchell and Zay Flowers so much. So if you want me to confirm your bias to play Keaton Mitchell, ask me the question.
What? You threw me off there, Jagger. I thought you were asking.
I'm just saying that, like, I feel like everyone asked me, like, should you start Keaton Mitchell? And I'm going to say yes. Same thing with like Flowers. You even say you're like Jagger, Zay Flowers, and I'm like, I'm going to say yes, Joey. Like, they're my favorite little boys.
I just need the context for the people. All right, Ryan Olson sitting Eckler for James Cook in full PPR. I believe Jagger's sitting Eckler for James Cook. Adam, where are you at on that?
I don't think I'm gonna. I know all the reports. I want to see it. Like, I want it to be an ugly committee and be like, okay, they're truly going with the 3-headed monster, or are they just trying to, like, I don't know. I don't think Austin Eckler needs motivation, but are they trying to, like, be like, hey, you haven't been good the past couple weeks? Like, I'm playing Austin Eckler. I can't bench him. Can't do it.
Gotcha. All right, sending love. Oh yeah, we'll pass that along to Joe. Thank you so much for that. And who has more ceiling, Mahomes or Fields? So who has the taller house, Jagger? Patrick Mahomes or Justin Fields?
Fields, to be honest, but Mahomes has a much higher floor, so consider that.
That's true. And Anne is saying that the 10 a.m. starts on the West Coast football time. She needs more coffee. And just to say the people on the screen right now, if you're going to Vegas, I already pushed hard for coffee for those Sunday morning game. And then Ryan Flex, half PPR. Pacheco is out. So Tajay Spears or Garrett Wilson. It'd be Garrett Wilson for me. Wilson to Wilson connections back today. Not that that's a great thing.
No.
And ooh, I like that line. Bougie in here. Drake London or Calvin Ridley, Adam?
I'm playing Calvin Ridley. He's got Drake Floor's floor is like 10 feet under the ground. Like, there's a very real possibility Drake London gets zeros. He's done it parts this season, so I'm going to play Calvin Ridley.
Okay. And REH ADG89, because I can't pronounce that. Morning. Full PPR, need to win to make the playoffs. Jagger, Dobbs or Minshew?
Minshew.
Yeah. And then
does it
Adam
change
DK
if that?
likes,
Well, I was going to ask, does it change if your opponent has Jefferson? Because I feel like having Dobbs is a nice kind of safety net against if your opponent has Justin Jefferson. Because if Justin Jefferson goes off, you're at least getting some points from Joshua Dobbs. Does it change?
That's why I paused, is because it really does. Because I've literally been saved in the game, and I've done that. And I'm like, okay, you have the quarterback or receiver. I'm going to hedge my bet. So I get it. It's honestly what it is I need to get through this week with Dobbs and make sure he's not going to get pulled from a game. That's the only thing that is stopping me from that decision. Otherwise, I think it would be Dobbs over Minshew. So that's where
really
I'm
at.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm sifting through some of the Twitter news right now. It sounds like Geno Smith is on the wrong side of playing. Like, he's trending towards doubtful. So kind of with what Jagger's point of, like, I don't know what the Drew Lock experience is going to look like. I think I would play Rashee Rice over DK Metcalf, but that's really tough, especially after the week DK just had.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And guys, we got about 10 minutes left here, or no, about 7 minutes left here. I just threw the link in the chat for the Sunday morning Discord. Jag will be in there from noon till 1 to answer your start and sit questions. So the link is in the chat. The lowest comments down there now. And Sean's got a question for us. Good morning, gents. Half PPR thoughts. DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, or Josh Jacobs? Whoo! Those are 3 big names. Adam, pick one of those big names.
I'm going to pick Keenan Allen.
Okay. And then Jagger, Puka, Nico, or Javante, we've not had come up very much today. So we know you'd go Puka over Nico. Is that correct?
No, I'd go Nico over. I'd probably go Puka and Nico for the upside, to be honest, for PPR.
Sounds good. And then Higgins or Elijah Moore, Adam?
Man, I'm really dumping on T. Higgins this morning. I apologize, T. I think I would play him. Actually, don't ask me. Ask Jagger. I don't know. I don't have a good answer.
I'm going to ask Jagger.
I would put Elijah Moore in right now until we see more of Higgins. I know it's crazy, and if Higgins goes off, I'm going to feel bad. But, like, we have all season to say that Higgins is probably done until next season as a fantasy asset.
I mean, he is coming. We don't have to spend too much time on T. Higgins. I mean, he's coming off the hamstring strain. I mean, typically players bounce back pretty quickly from that. I don't really know what's going on with T. Higgins.
Right, Trey Reese, morning guys. Start standard scoring. Breece Hall, Chuba Hubbard, CEH, or Jerick McKinnon?
Breece and CEH for me.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, Nicholas. Nico at the Jets or Waddle versus Tennessee? Adam, where are you going?
I feel like this is the second time I had to debate Nico Collins and Jalen Waddle. I'm going to go with Nico Collins.
All right. And pick 3 from Metcalf, Ridley, and Cup or Rashee Rice. So which one of
Rice
those 4 are we
sure.
sitting? Yeah.
Rice for sure. Then Ridley. And then did you only give us 3? Is there another?
You gave us 4. So Metcalf, Ridley, Cup, and Rice.
I'm going to pick Metcalf, even though I just hated on the Seahawks. Like, he's one of those guys, if he get all it takes is 1 to make his game. So I'll take it there. So.
All right, Adam. Kittle or Noah Brown?
Kittle.
Yep.
All right. And should he drop Charbonnet to pick up either CEH or McKinnon, Jagger?
No.
Agree with you there. And then he's got Brees Hall, Jonathan Taylor, Javonte, and James Cook on his roster. Yeah, you're good. Stay with where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott's benching the Dallas D. Does he start the Saints or the Vikings?
I like the Vikings. I think that Aiden O'Connell's going to struggle going against Brian Flores' amoeba defense that has a lot of pieces.
I'm a Purdue guy, so that hurt me. I took offense to that.
I know, Adam. It was intentional. No, I'm just kidding.
Blood today. Oh my goodness. Dustin,
let it be known. Let it be known, Aiden O'Connell, I believe in you. I'm the only one on the show.
Did Purdue win their basketball game against Alabama yesterday?
Oh yeah. Did we ever? Alabama hit 19 threes and Purdue figured out a way to win.
I saw at halftime. I think Alabama was winning by a little bit, and then Alabama came out strong. But this is not a college basketball show.
The people I was going to say that people didn't think they were going to get a little college basketball talk on the Sunday morning podcast, but here we are.
March Madness is only like 3 months away, folks. Get ready. All right, full PPR. Pick 2 out of 3. Eckler and his recent poor play, Olave and his illness, or Puka in the weather. And if you pick 2 of these players, they get that with them. So whatever their little tag is, the poor play, the illness, and the weather, and you pick those players, they get it along with them. So pick 2 of those, Jagger.
He said it with the reasoning. You bench Eckler because it's been poor play. Olave is just sick, and Puka just has weather. That means these guys are good, and we can figure it. They can figure it out. I don't know if Eckler does.
And Adam's in here with Cooks, Rice, and Downs or DK. This new pick 2 for full PPR. So Brandon Cooks, Rashee Rice, Josh Downs, and DK Metcalf.
I think I'm going to go Brandon Cooks and Rashee Rice.
I think I'd be right there with you. Josh Downs, I'm very tempted to put in over Rice, but like that Buffalo Kansas City game could be huge. So I agree with you on that. Jagger. Thad Hubler wants to know if Geno sits, which sounds like he's going to, should I sit DK and play Brandon Cooks?
Didn't we just? Yeah, we just kind of had that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of points in this Dallas game, so I don't think that's crazy at all. And like it's matchup too. So I don't think it's crazy, but don't come after us if DK goes off. Then for your flex, it's Mitchell for me.
Perfect. All right, this will be the last question. Eric, morning, gentlemen. Hall in a monsoon and bad offense, or McKinnon in a possible shootout? Adam, where are we going this morning?
I think you're still going Brees Hall. I just don't know how that Kansas City backfield touches is going to split up. McKinnon could definitely be the hot hand and stay on the field the majority of the time, but I'm going to go with Brees Hall.
All right. And guys, everybody, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. We appreciate you being here so we can answer your questions. If you have any more questions, pop over to the Discord. Jagger will be there for about another hour or 30 minutes to an hour answering your questions. He's happy to do so. We're happy that he's there. Guys, any parting words for the audience today?
Just win, baby.
Just win. That's what we got to do.
Yeah.
And make sure to head over to Football Guys. Our rankings are always free. Also, go take a look at the Football Guys shop. There's a cool little holiday t-shirt in there, a little Christmas tree. It's pretty neat looking. So, but everybody, have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday football, and we'll see you next week.